Hi everyone, and welcome to our penultimate or second to last health psychology lecture. So today's topic is one that can be very difficult to talk about, but it's something that's really important to talk about. So we're going to talk about chronic illness and end of life. And so these are things that you will be talking about or have talked about in your discussion groups this week. And so, of course, these are topics, where there is, no one right answer. How we think about life and death and our views on that are very different based on our backgrounds and our culture. And so there is no right answer to these things. But what I'll be presenting in this lecture is some of the evidence and information, first about best practices in treating and coping with chronic illness, and we'll be starting with that, and then turning to talking about what makes for a good death, right? Certainly, death is always difficult and can be a very tragic experience depending on, the timing and the reasons for that death and the cause of that death, but we can also have more positive experiences of death. And while that may seem very counterintuitive, particularly within Western culture where we very much fear death rather than approach that and talk about that very often, but this again is an important thing to talk about, and really a place where we can see the importance of health psychology in the intersections between the biological causes of death and the factors that can lead to that, and to different types of death and experiences of death, as well as the social and cultural factors that impact that, and as well as our psychological factors and how we approach those experiences, and how all of those things interact to impact how we experience both our own deaths when those are occurring, especially if they are occurring slowly due to chronic illness, as well as how we experience and cope with the death of those around us. And so, well, unfortunately, death is one of the few guarantees that we have in life. I think by talking about it and approaching it from these angles, we can get a better understanding and be more prepared for these difficult aspects of life. So with that, I'll let Gordy say goodbye, and we will turn to the first part of lecture, so treating and coping with chronic illness. See you in the next video.